human desire to understand, to grow, and to connect. For years, TED and TEDx events worldwide have served as platforms where remarkable individuals share ideas worth spreading, ideas that challenge our assumptions, ignite our passions, and inspire us to see the world with fresh eyes. Today, we continue that tradition right here, beneath the royal arches and beside the glistening waters of College of Agriculture, Vellayani. Now to the inaugural ceremony. Leading us to the spirit of ideas worth spreading, we invite Dr. Ellen Thomas, Professor and Head, Department of Agricultural Extension Education, College of Agriculture, Vellayani, to the stage for welcome address.
A very good morning to all. Respected Dean, the President of this function, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Kerala Agricultural University, Dr. B. Ashok, sir, our eminent speaker, dear TEDx friends. It's a remarkable day today. During 2009, I came across the first ever TEDx talk by Pranav Mistry on Sixth Sense. And I used to show this video in my class on communication course. Thereafter, I was a big fan of TEDx. Therefore, we get a lot repository of knowledge when we go through the TEDx program. One little girl from the final year came to the department to a teacher and asked, can we do some program differently? We want a different program. And that teacher came to my room and told the request of the student. The student is none other than Malavika, and the teacher was Dr. Archana. And Dr. Archana told the students, why don't we think about a TEDx? When it was brought to my attention, I also felt whether it is a reachable thing. Immediately they went to Dean, and the journey started. And today marks the history in State Agriculture University that College of Agriculture, Vellayani, and the Kerala Agriculture University is conducting the first ever TEDx in the country. Therefore, we should be very grateful to the dynamism offered by the students themselves to come volunteer for such a good program. I'm not taking my time because Honorable Vice Chancellor is online. My duty is to welcome the official function today, the inaugural function. First of all, I should welcome our dear Dean, Dr. Roy Stephen, who gave all full support. Getting the license was not very easy. Our Dean was regularly communicating with the university, and we got it done to get the license. You should understand that only 3 campuses in Kerala have been given TEDx license this year. And College of Agriculture, Vellayani is one, and it is because of this wholehearted support of our Dean. I welcome Dr. Roy Stephen, our Dean, to this particular function. Now, everything has an instrumental value because every new initiative needs a dynamic mind. Therefore, for another purpose, when I was visiting our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir is a big orator, is a great speaker, a great writer. Therefore, that was in the back of my mind when I was going to discuss something different. With the permission of Dean, I went and apprised about the TEDx program. And in between, I asked our Honorable Vice Chancellor whether it is possible to fund us through CAPCO, which Sir is in charge. I never expected an answer. Sir asked me whether you are expecting in lakhs or in thousands. Then I told, sir, we are not looking for lakhs. Nice if we get at least thousands. And sir told to give a proposal. And we came here, I told Dr. Smita Basi, who is also the organizer of this program, to make a proposal. Got it signed by Dean, and we gave a proposal of 50,000. And in no short time, Honorable Vice Chancellor approved that, and we have got the fund. Therefore, we need to give a big applause to Honorable Vice Chancellor for supporting this TEDx like anything, even through the financial. On behalf of Kerala Agricultural University and the TEDx organizers, especially the student volunteers of this program, I wholeheartedly welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. B. Ashok IAS to this function. The main organizer of this function, Dr. Archana Satyan, with co-organizers, immense role taken by the teachers to support the students who were doing all these. I need to welcome Dr. Archana, Dr. B. Safir, Dr. Smita Basi, Dr. Isakimuthu, Dr. Ninida, who were behind all the student volunteers, along with Dr. Malaviga, Mrs. Malaviga, Miss Malaviga, and Mr. Adarsh, the student organizers of this program. Therefore, I welcome all the teachers as well as student organizers and the volunteers to this function. Last but least, I should always tell, good things grow from small, strong foundations. When we put up this idea and we started the registration, because everything in our university system is a free ride, we had the doubt whether the seats will be filled, 120 seats. But one week before, all the tickets were sold out, and it is just because of the intense opportunity that the students and the other participants do absorbed, so that they felt that this program is very important to them. And I welcome all the delegates, student delegates and other delegates from different other campuses to this particular function. I welcome them on behalf of College of Agriculture and Kerala Agricultural University. There is a lot backstage arrangement. I need to welcome all the speakers, and the speakers will be introduced by Dr. Archana in the due course of the welcome address. Especially the volunteers who have taken pay in the backstage, the TEDx team. I welcome everyone to this function, and I wish this function be a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, to share his perspective and officially open our proceedings, let us invite Dr. Roy Stephen, the Dean of Faculty, College of Agriculture, Vellayani, for the presidential address.
Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. B. Ashok, IAS, distinguished speaker, Director of Sri Chitra Institute of Medical Science and Technology, Dr. Ellen Thomas, Professor and Head, Agriculture Extension, Dr. Archana, who is the pillar behind organizing this particular program, other faculty members, and my dear participants. TEDxKerala Agricultural University. As a dean of this prestigious institution, I'm really proud to host this particular event, an international event at this heritage campus. I wholeheartedly welcome all the participants and the distinguished speakers to this green and royal campus, College of Agriculture, Vellayani. It's another milestone to the institution which celebrates Platinum Jubilee, 70th year of excellence in agriculture education, research and innovation. Kerala Agricultural University, especially College of Agriculture, Vellayani, where the tradition the heritage, the culture meets science, it's the right place for hosting such a particular program. I really appreciate the organizers in selecting our institution as the venue, and I really applaud the team led by Dr. Archana Satyan. And we have eminent speakers from around the country, from different walks of their field of specializations, to motivate, to inspire our young minds here. So being a university, which is the land of innovative minds, and as the dean of this institution, I'm very confident about the innovative ideas that our institution hosts or institution cater. So we have almost 1,400 students studying at different programs. And regularly they are organizing wonderful programs which are unique every time. So this is a very important program. And the title, the Scintillance, is also really worth. It's a spark of light. We have speakers from different field of specialization. So they are coming with that light to ignite your minds. I'm sure all the audience, all the participants will go out of this particular place with a lot of energy, and you need to transform the innovative or the information that you're sharing, the scintillance that you obtain from here, the spark that you obtain from here, that should be translated to the field wherever you are, because it's a journey that you start from this day. So in whatever field you are working, wherever you are associated with, this spark should continue. Because the TEDx, which is an international platform, and the major message is like that only. Whatever ideas that are relevant, so ideas worth spreading. So we have good speakers now. So they will be sharing at least a part of the vibration that they had, the experience, the expertise they had, to motivate our graduates, students. And I also welcome those participants who have come from other institutions other than our Kerala Agricultural University. Because it's a very important institution, College of Agriculture, Vellayani. Because now we are opening up, because science, there is no barrier. So inspiration is very important. I'm sure all the participants should get inspired. So they should get that thrill, and they should go out of this auditorium with a lot pack of energy and the motivation and the spark they obtain from this particular event. I wish all success for this particular program, and I welcome once again all the delegates who have assembled here at College of Agriculture, Vellayani, and look forward for a very good deliberation to spark the young minds which are assembled here. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to welcome Dr. B. Ashok IAS, Vice Chancellor, Kerala Agricultural University, for the inaugural address marking the official start of our program. He'll be virtually joining us to officially inaugurate the event. Welcome, sir.
Dr. Archana. I hope I am audible. I guess Alan, who introduced the session, Dean Professor Roy Stephen, the dear students and dignitaries who are addressing this session forward, and all the organizers of TEDx. I must say, I heard Archana say that the seats for the TEDx event were paid for, if I heard her correctly, in which case it should be the first time in my public speaking career that somebody has paid to listen to me. So that also is an interesting landmark personally for me. As in general, it has been pro bono all the time. I thought I'll devote the time you have given me to a reflection on the nature and purpose of higher education. But that is something which has obsessed me, or I have obsessed myself with higher education with respect to my own, as well as engaged myself in organizing it, both executive training as well as in various legs of my career, which is rather unusual for a civil servant. I can now count about 11 years spent in higher education, training, executive education, etc. So therefore, I wanted to sort of reflect on and tell our students in a way as to what is this process which we undergo. For about 10 years, if you want to do your doctorate, that is the terminal degree, as you say, in the Commonwealth parlance, you do a terminal degree in higher education in order to become a researcher or educator, which is supposed to be a fairly high degree of accomplishment in higher education, after about 14 years of schooling. So that is total of about 22 to 24 years of being in academic immersion, so to say. What is it that happens during those last 10 years? So I thought that's a good point for me to deliberate, so I can claim some degree of personal involvement there. I have not prepared in the sense referred or researched this lecture out, but I thought I'll tell you what I have understood from my heart. We in the National Academy of Administration used to emphasize on the purpose of training young graduates into civil service is to give them officer-like qualities. So there are certain qualities which define a normal individual, an officer as distinct from a normal individual who is not trained. So post-training, there are certain qualities which you accentuate or emphasize during that particular training. And normally we mention to those qualities as qualities of head and heart. Head and heart. It's very distinct, which we mention. The qualities of head or intellect, as it is, relate more with an idea of depth. An idea of depth in the sense meaning making, analyzing, a necessary instinct and training to decompose events into components, define things, a penetrative sort of intelligence which works, which is easy to measure also, which is easy to measure by the problem solving ability. But that is not just good enough. This has to be complemented by what you call qualities of heart. When we say heart, it's not about, obviously, about health, the health which Dr. Sanjay Bihari and his team handles. It is about how this intellect is related to yourself, how the purpose of intellect is made relatable to one's immediate relations, family, friends, society, community, nation, habitat, ecosystem, etc., is also very important. So we say that these two in balance, developing this in balance is very important. A penetrative intelligence which is able to relate very nicely to people who are that intelligent, more intelligent, less endowed, etc. This is extremely important. So it's a spread concept. It's how best an individual is able to spread his individual diligence into one's immediate surrounding is also very important, because if one is very good in penetrative intelligence but is unable to a sort of curation to a natural endowment of intellect. It is a curation in the sense that you don't add or take away from that, but you sort of curate it over a period of 6 to 10 years if you choose to complete masters or proceed to your doctoral, etc. And it's a considerable period. And one of the purposes while you develop these qualities of head and heart is to reduce the levels of prejudice which learning has imparted onto you also, preconceived notions. It's a lot of unlearning also to relate you to the realities of the world and the diversities involved, as well as to take you across different geographies and cultures, and also impress upon you that there are no stock solutions or one size fit all solutions to all problems which mankind faces or the ecosystem faces or the planet. Ideologies, then there is need to swim across ideological barriers. There is need to understand from different perspectives or viewpoints, so that the mind becomes less prejudiced and is able to absorb differences and divergences and dissonances much faster. So this is the cognitive process which higher education should emphasize, and I would strongly underline this because I have a sense of, after having been fortunate to be educated across, even though for periods less than 2 years, across 3, 4 continents, continental proportions, I can tell you that this is one key area which, whether your education is reinforcing prejudices or whether it is deprejudicing you to enable you to operate in diverse cultures. Now let us come to what are the tactics or methods higher education adopts. Whichever is your subject, it is important to know that you will be engaged in one of the following processes when you undergo higher education. Number one is analytical, which is a purpose of head in that sense, which is taking a problem picture into a jigsaw puzzle. You take out parts of the problem and then start looking with microscopes and lenses into all those parts so that you understand more into the components. The reverse, not exactly the reverse, but the integrative process is also very important, whereby you are able to read a jigsaw puzzle from the components by putting that back together and in order and with reason. You are able to draw general conclusions from your understanding of the problems bestowed with the components. A third skill which you should develop is how to draw intelligent conclusions even without analytical input of 100% from the components. And a fourth aspect which you keep doing in higher education is to realize the importance of imagination while doing these things. None of these analysis, synthesis, integration, drawing conclusions is going to be 100% backed by proof. So there is this ever important role of imagination. And imagination in a scientific sense is not artistic imagination, but imagination is in a sense, in the scientific sense, is the diversity of options which your mind can propose to solve the missing gap or the missing link. So you are faced with a scientific problem. You are able to see that this could be the possible options, even without the evidence or the empirical evidence leading you there. And then there is a role of intuition, which Professor Roy Stephen hinted in that other lecture as the sixth sense, which tells you which option is more probable in this circumstance. What you call an intelligent and fair guess based on experience as to what could be the theoretical or practical solution to the problem you are investigating from the analysis, synthesis, drawing intelligent conclusions, imagining the options, and then going through intuitions. All these processes are active when you actually make a hypothesis about a research project. And when you proceed to your research projects, stating the hypothesis H1, H2, H3 involves all these processes, even if we may not realize it or understand it in that sense. So where does higher education lead us from these processes? There are two things that happen in life. One is to get past life as a lived experience. That is the travails of existence itself. The sad part of higher education is that so many people, so many students understand that getting past the woes of existence, getting a job, setting up a family, and traveling across 25, 30 years in a profession and retiring with peace, that is getting past the question of existence is a very, very big river to cross. Those who are talented amongst you will realize that is the easiest problem. Identifying a way of living, getting satisfied with the basics of existence is most of you will be able to do that in that sense. In a sense, most organisms manage to do that. Even a worm or insect will manage to do everything that you do as a biological organism. But the second element of life is much more complex, which is understanding the essence of existence, or the meaning of existence. Why did you do this whole process? Why did you start in a way? Why did you travel in a particular trajectory? Why did you become a vector in a particular direction? And where did you reach at the end of the day is a question which is going to really, really bother you. And I have no answers to that as yet. I am myself undergoing that dilemma myself. So let us travel that together later. Now I'll list out a few problems in higher education, 3 quick problems for you to tackle, which educators will have to deal with in their trainees. Number one is disparity in the intellectual and the heartfulness achievements. This is very commonly seen, high degree of intellectual achievement, but inability to translate it or communicate it to even your best of friends or even family or relations. What you call an intellectual impediment to higher learning happens, which reduces achievement. Then you find, as a result, by and large, professional and personal misfits at the workplace. This is very common in universities and the institutions of intellect, institutions like government, IAS. You find a lot of people who have lost their way or who are not welcome into groups and settings because of this divergence. A third set of paralysis for highly educated, trained people I have come across is a singular inability to take criticism. They become very upset at the slightest criticism, which is the level that either professional achievement or personal conduct, and become verbally violent or physically violent or unable to handle it. So, therefore, an inability to undergo scrutiny or review. And then there are a fourth set which happens to highly educated people in different contexts is that every profession, every trajectory involves phases of unfulfillment and frustration. Persons become, difficult, unable to sort of handle this and aggravate things by doing self-harm behavior, including self-harm or addictions or difficulties, and therefore lose their. This happened to several gifted people. And life invariably involves taking a lot of losses and personal tragedies and difficulties. These phases, no human being can go away from that reality of which the tax which life imposes on you as periodic arrivals and departures, and that balance, a necessary balance to sort of absorb the shock has to be there. So, to an ability to take highs and lows. Now, what can be done by in a university to sort of train people to undergo the rigor of life, the tax of life, in that sense? We can do very little apart from the knowledge content of it. But one of the ways to deal with this is to train the students and trainees to work individually, meaning a lot of self-research and library hours and thinking about oneself, thinking about problems and spending time with oneself. That's a very important part of learning. Secondly, we'll be training them to work as small groups of not more than 5, how to converse. And these groups are formed even informally by students, but therefore allowing those groups to tackle problems of intellect and heart are very important to discuss and arrive at commonly acceptable propositions. Then you escalate them to mid-sized group. Mid-sized groups are like 20 to 30 and allow people to behave in those groups. The dynamics are different, and therefore extension people, communication people will know. And then obviously events like TEDx and mass communication events where you speak one to many, which has to be done very carefully as well as in a very considered manner, because it involves quite a bit of different dynamics and technologies. So what you will be doing when you undergo these processes will be engaging in in-person learning, including analyzing, synthesizing, expressing, explaining, generalizing, etc. And it needs to be kept in mind that the human mind, as we know it, can only absorb, engage in these activities through the sensory equipment, which is guided by your brain. So this can be done only through sounds and an intelligent understanding and deciphering of sounds, sights, smell, deciphering text, pictures, which invariably are signs. And therefore, as symbology says, there is no final sign. One sign stands for the other. And therefore, a series of signs needs to be deciphered and understood to reach a certain sense of achievement or accomplishment in higher education. In that sense, all higher education is just the refinement of language, as they say in French. It is parla. It is the betterment of the tongue that the higher education achieves. The refinement of one's language as it is spoken, language as it enables you to understand phenomena. Unless that is refined to the most refined level, you will not be able to sort of fructify the purpose of the higher goal of higher education, which is involved. So in that sense, it is just a tool to grasp better, listen with all your heart, as well as speak and necessarily code better. Coding better means producing better text, better symbols, better memes, for example, or mimes, or engaging into any sort of expression with higher sort of refinement. And that obviously is the purpose of higher education. And it's a function of imagination which the individual develops upon this floor which is given. So Indian saints have really summarized this very nicely with two expressions which are drawn from the Upanishads and the Brahmanas, which all of us know but we don't realize. First one is what Shankara sort of made very popular. That is this idea of neti neti. Neti neti means this is not that, that this is not that, in that sense. That is a way to introspect oneself as to what is the nature of your true self and what it is not. For example, I'm not my profession in that sense, very, very clearly. I am not even my name in that sense. I am certainly not, the possession of my family members or my relations. My friends don't possess me entirely. If you engage that sort of introspective analysis, it keeps you very sharp in the sense that it gives you a hint as to what you could actually be. This self negation is a very important question, which is very Indian, very deeply meaningful, after the heart as well as the the mind, which you can engage with. And the second one obviously is very favorite of mine, from Aitreya Brahmana, is to tell yourself that chareveti, chareveti, keep moving, keep moving. So these are not to be explained in a small exposure like this. These aphorisms which the Indian thought process, the Indian knowledge system has given us, neti neti from Shankara, as well as chareveti from Aitreya Brahmana, two important tools to sort of look back at your body of learning, as well as how you learned that, and to what purpose did you learn that, and how you can take your learning forward. Thank you so much for allowing me these few minutes to interact with you. It was a pleasure. I declare the TEDx AU open and congratulate all the organizers and the students who work behind this. Thank you very much and very good day to you.
Thank you, sir. Now, to enlighten us on the essence and vision behind TEDx, I welcome Dr. Archana R. Satyan, organizer, TEDxKerala Agricultural University, Assistant Professor, Department of Agricultural Extension Education, to share her insights about TEDx.
A warm good morning to all. And it's an honor to organize and witness this prestigious event, TEDx Kerala Agricultural University. It's happening in our campus, College of Agriculture, Vellayani. And I would like to say briefly about the history of TEDx. TEDx is a conference born in 1984 by merging three fields, that is technology, entertainment, and design. And it's a global platform where some of the world's most influential thinkers share powerful ideas in the form of short, impactful talks. The X in TEDx signifies that this is an independently organized event. It is organized by a local team. Actually, that is a great pride for us. That is, College of Agriculture, Vellayani, and Kerala Agricultural University is organizing a special event that is purely independent. It also reflects our ideas, our voices, and our spark. And TEDx are the platforms for every niche, like other platforms entertain, and some inform. But TEDx inspires us. It gives the spotlight to those voices and ideas that challenge us to think differently. So the spirit of TEDx is ideas worth spreading, and here ideas from every walks of life, let it be science, arts, agriculture, education, or everyday life matters. Our theme, Scintillance, represents the spark of brilliance that ignites transformation and progress. So it's a celebration of the radiance of ideas, the glow of innovation, the illuminating power of knowledge. Through insightful talks and engaging discussions, we aim to shine a light on groundbreaking concepts that have the potential to drive a positive change in our society. This is in briefly about TEDx. More than that, we would like to bring internationalization to our campus. So we believe that through this TEDx Kerala Agricultural University, we will be taking the name of the university abroad. And I'm sure that the organizers learn a lot through managing the event, not only leadership, team spirit, financial management, and I'm sure that our students will be equipped to compete with the world. And we are sowing the seeds of future through our students, and they will be engaging in global market through their competitiveness. And during this occasion, I would like to say a few words about the excellence of our students. Recently, as a part of project meeting, I was abroad. That time, I met our student, Miss Vrindaja Vikram. Actually, she is handling the students' matters in University of Hohenheim, especially in the city of Stuttgart in Germany, on behalf of Indian Embassy. That was actually a pride moment for Kerala Agricultural University that one of our students got selected to handle such a responsible position for coordinating the student activities and student problems. So I believe that, likewise, this event will also occupy and equip each and every student with all the capacities that will help you to excel in future. And before going to the welcoming of TEDx, I really would like to thank the people who stood behind all the programs throughout the way. And we have a couple of teacher coordinators, Dr. Safir from Agronomy Department, Assistant Professor, and Smita Bhasi, and Dr. Ninita, Dr. Smita Bhasi, and Dr. Isakimitu, and overall Dr. Alan Thomas and Roy Stephen sir, who were with us throughout the journey in arranging everything, getting license, and all these procedures. And I really would like to thank the speakers, eminent speakers who are here to support us and to inspire our students and the participants. And moreover, our Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, irrespective of his busy schedule, he was here to talk with us, to share a few words with our participants. Then I would like to be very thankful to the student organizers who were organizing all the events, inviting speakers, and they meticulously done all these things, even in the absence of main coordinators. Thank you so much, College of Agriculture Vellayani and Kerala Agricultural University for hosting this event. I welcome all of you to TEDxKerala Agricultural University. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. As we draw towards the close of our inaugural session, please join me in inviting Ms. Malavika Ji, the event coordinator, TEDxKerala Agricultural University, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning to one and all present here. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to coordinate TEDxKerala Agriculture University along with my fellow coordinator, Mr. Adarsh Shaji. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. B. Ashok IAS, our esteemed Vice Chancellor, for gracing this occasion with his presence and for delivering the inaugural address. Your inspiring words have truly set the tone for the day and reminded us of the power of ideas in transforming communities. A sincere thank you to Dr. Roy Stephen, Dean of Faculty, College of Agriculture, Vellayani, for the presidential address and for always supporting student-driven initiatives like this. Your encouragement means a lot to us. My deepest appreciation to Dr. Alan Thomas, Professor and Head of the Department of Agricultural Extension Education, for the warm welcome address and continuous mentorship throughout the coordination of the event. A special thanks to our organizer and guiding force, Dr. Archana R. Satyan, Assistant Professor of the Department of Agricultural Extension Education and TEDx licensee, and Dr. Safir MM, Assistant Professor, Department of Plant Pathology, for your constant support, patience, and clear vision. Without your guidance, this stage would never have been lit. To all my distinguished guests, faculty members, fellow students, and supporters, thank you for being here today and believing in the spirit of TEDx. Behind every successful event, there is a team that works tirelessly behind the scenes. To all my fellow coordinators, volunteers, designers, and technicians, thank you for your commitment and enthusiasm. Finally, to our audience, thank you for being here today with open minds and curious hearts. Today is not just an event, but a spark we hope will ignite new thoughts and conversations. Let's continue to celebrate ideas worth spreading. Thank you.
Thank you, Malavika. Here's a reminder. As per TEDx guidelines, participants and attendees are strictly requested not to take any photographs or videos of the speakers or the event. We appreciate your cooperation in maintaining the integrity of the experience. I repeat, as per TEDx guidelines, participants and attendees are strictly requested not to take any photographs or videos of the speakers or the event. We appreciate your cooperation in maintaining the integrity of the experience.
Welcome to something special. Welcome to TEDx. This TEDx event is part of a global conversation that takes place every day in every corner of the world. In schools, in theaters, in